Hey, next week's kind of a big week, running into the test, and then after that is spring break. So I just wanted to record a quick video, make sure we're all on the same page, and I thought this would be easier than reading through an email for you. First of all, next week there's two things. There's the exam, and then there's the new material is the second half of 8.8, which is the determining convergence or divergence using what's called direct comparison test or limit comparison test. So that new material is not on the test. That's why I've got 8.8 broken up into two parts. So you should focus on the exam first. And as I started to think about it, I had the due dates for the new material due at the end of week 8, so at 3/11. But the next week is spring break, so I went ahead and just pushed the due dates for the quizzes, or I guess just quiz and homework, to 3/18, which would be the following Sunday, so the end of spring break. So just to emphasize that I want you in there working on the stuff after you get prepared for the test. So focus on the test. The test you have, so you'll have all next week if you want to get ready, but you'll have to take the test by the end of the day next Saturday. That's the 10th. And then I'm going to try and get in there late afternoon on Saturday to pick them all up so I can grade them over spring break. So what else? Read that page with the review suggestions. One of the big ones is there's a section at the end of your text in the chapter review that gives you just random integrals, and that's great practice. My first pass through it, I would just look at those integrals and see if you can point at them and say, this one is integration by parts. That one I'm going to use a trig sub on. That one is partial fractions. And so if you feel confident that you can look at an integral and identify the procedure to use, that's half the battle. So you're already probably getting half the points on a problem just by proceeding the right way. And then you can practice on the details of any of those things if you need to review them. But that sort of random nature of those problems there in the review are good. As far as the exam's concerned, there's 9 questions this time. 8 of them homework style and 1 concept question. This time for the 8 that are homework style, I actually literally took those out of MyMathLab. So they should look very familiar to you. The only thing I changed is on some of them they would tell you what technique to use, like integrate this using integration by parts. I stripped that part out, so it just says integrate this and gives you the integral. So there will be no help as far as telling you what technique to use. Other than that, I pulled the problems right out of MyMathLab. So hopefully that'll help this time with the difficulty level feeling similar to what you've been seeing in quizzes and homework. There was one problem. I did take it straight out of the homework, but afterwards I got a little worried that it's kind of long. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. There's an application problem that involves integrating x times e to the negative x from 0 to infinity. And actually I think maybe from 1 to infinity or something like that. So take a look at that particular integration, and I think that that little pre-preparation will make that problem a little easier and won't feel as long, I guess. So just a heads up on that. Otherwise, that's it. So next week, prepare for the test so you can get that done next week, and then you can do the homework and quiz afterwards, and you also have spring break to work on that because I moved the due dates back. So I think that's all I have for you, and in the future I'll try and send out one of these videos once a week just to kind of make sure everybody's keeping up, and if I spot anything obvious that people are doing wrong on quizzes or anything like that, it'll be a chance for me to talk to you about that. So good luck, and just let me know if you have any questions.